So if you follow Mama B, you know that she has a different relationship with every one of her children. Son is all. When I was writing son was like, son do the most. He stayed doing the most. Son, Deborah K, Cassandra, who she just kind of started really talking to her. Even though, I mean, she was her daughter, she talked to her, but they had a different thing going on. And then Otha. So I'm going to read a little bit from chapter 2.
Okay.
I called my oldest daughter, Deborah K, and told her about our plans. Mama, have you ever met these cousins of yours? I mean, you ever spend any summers with them? Seen them at a funeral? I only heard grandmother speak of them a few times, and she wasn't complimentary. Deborah K was telling the truth. My mother had a way of making references to my daddy's side of the family when somebody did something terribly wrong. You got it honest from your daddy's side, but I'm going to pray it out of you. I tried to remember now the nature of things she blamed on the Pelhams. Was it stealing? Lying? Shoot, it could have been just leaving dishes in the sink, which ranked right up there next to murder on my mother's books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, my mother was a church-going woman, God-fearing, law-abiding, but I have to say I do believe she was happy to be able to return to her Baptist ways after my father passed away. And I know his family was never keen on him marrying my mother because she was not from the Holiness Church. I think that was the root of the family split. Fine, just go. That's hear enough. The will, take the money, and run, she quipped. What kind of attitude is that? I think it's high tide. I found out for myself what my daddy's family is like. I want to know if things were much better for them living up north. I kind of wanted to move north myself looking back. Everybody said there was so many more opportunities if we could just get out of the Jim Crow South. Well, I think you and Daddy did just fine staying in Texas. That's because no matter what the law is and what people say, God is faithful everywhere and anywhere. I told my daughter, I'll let you know when we leave out. Next on my list to contact were Son and Cassandra. I figured I better call Son next because he gets all in his feelings if he's the last to know something. And if you know anything about Son, you know he sounded just like Frank. There is no need for you to travel that far. How much money are we talking about anyway? And why didn't he contact you when he was alive? And how many people are you splitting this money with? I do not know the answers to all these questions. When I know, I'll be sure to inform you, sir. He seemed a little less irritated when I told him that Frank was definitely going with me. Call me for backup if you need to. It's crazy up there in Gary. Mama, dangerous. A lot of crime takes place in the north. Cold, hard streets. Now he was sounding like a newscaster on TV. Always trying to make people scared. On top of that, I was willing to bet Son ain't bit more set foot in Gary, Indiana, more than a man on Mars. Before he got all riled up, I set him straight. Son, this is an FYI call, not a consultation. Or a request for permission. Frank and I have decided to go. I will call you when I know more. He huffed. Tell Frank to call me. My neck slid to the side. I beg your pardon. I trust Frank's street sense. He knows when people are trying to get over on him. No offense, Mama, but you're too nice for your own good sometimes. You're always letting people move into your house. You're spending hours volunteering at the church when you should be at home resting on your feet. I've seen you give money to somebody you knew who was on drugs in downtown Dallas. Correction. I did not give her money. I gave her food so she could eat. Same thing, he snapped. It's people like you who enable others not to be their best. Blood pounded in my ears at this ridiculous rant. First of all, that woman was pregnant. If you would take a moment to see her as a person, not a beggar, you would have known that she was pregnant. Secondly, what I do with my money and my time is my business. I give as the Lord directs. I started to say that he had a lot of nerve to fuss about me helping folk when if I counted up which adult child of mine had borrowed the most money, kept up the most foolishness, and required the most ongoing support, it would be him.
It would be him.
Hands down. And I was itching to say that part, but the Holy Spirit stopped me. Some folk can't handle the whole truth all at once. You got to cut it up in tiny pieces so their system can digest it. That's Mama B.
That was so good. Okay, before I go to you, Linda, I just want to say, drum roll, please. Mama B is the #1 bestseller in Black and African American fiction on Amazon. If you have not pre-ordered, please go and pre-order it so Michelle can stay up there.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that.